Hello Mary C. House parents, and welcome to our second edition of our video newsletter. It goes right along with the newsletter that I send home in print. You're going to see something different though this week. Instead of a PDF format, we have subscribed to a software called S'mores. And what we can do is we can upload all of our newsletter information into this app, which I think you're going to find to be much user-friendly for you, especially if you're checking it at your phone, you know, at your kids' soccer games or dance recitals or anything like that, you know, when there's a break in the action. I think you'll find this to be much user-friendly, and I welcome any feedback you have to it as we're just starting this out. We can also link it to my Twitter account. We can link it to the Mary C. House Facebook page, so hopefully we'll be continuing to get that information out there as needed. In our Dragon Blast this week, there's a message from me, as there is every week. Reminders, there are picture retakes on October 5th. Fun Day, PTO-sponsored Fun Day is Friday, October 6th. Please keep your fingers crossed for good weather. There is no school on October 9th for the kids. Myself and the teachers will be here for some professional development. A section that is now in our newsletter, thank goodness, we've gotten some positive praise. I love putting positive praise in there because it seems like when we turn on the TV and the news, all we get is negativity. You get 28 minutes of the 30-minute news segment is all bad stuff, and then the last few minutes you get some good things that happen. So please take a look at our positive praise. There was some shout-outs to our custodial staff here, a shout-out to our art teacher, Miss Hall, as well as a shout-out to 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Giuliano. There is a picture of a new outdoor classroom in this newsletter. Please take a look. This was a gift from last year's 5th grade class. It was finally put together by Jay Vasile, the husband of one of our PTO co-presidents, Anj Vasile, and his brother worked for about 4 days putting this together. See it live if you want to come here and see it in the back, but there's a great picture of it in our newsletter. Take a look. Our courtyard is continuing to be a beautiful site. Our teachers and our students are using it more often now. Parents, you are welcome when you come through the building to please take a look. It's another area that we are enhanced for our students and for learning. There's always contact information on there if you need to reach out to me. We have a carnival flyer in the newsletter. Henderson High School has an upcoming carnival, so if you're interested in that, please take a look, as well as information for the Henderson High School boys-girls soccer. They are still looking for help for boys or girls that are interested in being sideline ball people. It's a front row seat to the action, and I think it's pretty exciting. Kids really get a kick out of doing that. After school sports schedule continues to be in there, and just some of our other information as reminders is in there. Parent portal information is in there. Now, I've sent emails out about this. Please, if you have not completed your back to school forms, all you have to do is go on. It takes a while to get through it the first time, but I sent directions home, and it also gives you an opportunity to update your own information, so you can update phone numbers, emails, doctor, emergency contact information, and you can do it right on the spot. And if that ever changes, you can log back in and change it again. As always, there's some parent resources, and finally our school pledge. This week, in our video newsletter, I want to highlight our school-wide positive behavior program. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you out into the lobby and talk a little bit about expectations that you might hear your children saying centered around respect, responsibility, and safety. Let's take a look. All right. So as promised, in the beginning of my newsletter, I said I wanted to go over our school-wide positive behavior system, especially since we have over 100 new families here. Your boys and girls may be talking about this, and sometimes you may have no idea what they're referring to. But basically, we follow 3 expectations: respect, responsibility, and safety. And under the umbrella of all of those areas, we have specific behaviors that we teach them to show respect, responsibility, and safety in those areas. Now, any adult in this entire school, if they recognize a student is showing respect, responsibility, or safety in any of the areas, we teach them behaviors in the cafeteria, the bathroom, the classroom, the playground, the bus, and just school-wide, as an example. Oh, and hallway as well. Now, any student that's recognized could get a Dragon Dollar for any reason. So, for example, Isabella. Isabella is one of our 4th graders, and Isabella was just walking down the hallway very nicely. And I might say to Isabella, thank you for walking down the hallway respectfully and on the right-hand side. Isabella, what is that?
Dragon Dollar.
Okay, and I just acknowledged Isabella with the dragon dollar. Isabella, now that you have this dragon dollar, is that like a reward? Is that anything you can do with this?
Yes.
What can you do with it?
I can put it in my parents. I get pickled at the time when they pick it like at the end of the month. Then I can either do kickball, come to class with Miss Manley, bring your friend to a cookie lunch, or bring your friend to a lunch class.
So that's pretty cool. So Isabella just explained to us that when she gets a dragon dollar at any time, she can decide which one of these reward bins she wants to put it in. She told us kickball with teachers, fun PE class with Miss McGinley, bring a friend to a picnic lunch, or bring a friend to lunch bunch with Dr. Cat. So she doesn't have to decide this right now, but Isabella. Oh, and there's a marker here, because one of the things they have to do is they have to put their name on their dragon dollar. Do you have any idea, Isabella, which one you would pick right now?
Yeah.
Which one? Alright, so she's going to pick a lunch bunch with Dr. Cat. Imagine that. Alright. So when she puts her dragon dollar in there, in about 2 to 3 weeks, we will do our drawing. And that is the reward. So it's random. The most exciting part about this is the dragon dollar being acknowledged with something. Thank you. Have a great day. Let's leave this here. Alright, let's take a walk. And we're going to take a peek in our cafeteria, because I know that as parents you always want to know what goes on in our cafeteria. So what you see right now, this is our 4th grade and our this is our 2nd grade and 3rd grade having lunch. Our 2nd grade is finishing and they're lining up. See how well they line up? They know exactly what they need to do. And if they've lined up, then what they've done is they have cleaned up their table, they've cleaned under their table, and they were very well behaved and quiet, so their table could be called to line up so you can see. Now if you look out here, our 3rd grade is sitting nicely, and they're just enjoying their lunch, using indoor voice. They get a little loud, but it is their lunch, so we allow them time to socialize. And again, even in here, any student can be recognized or acknowledged with the dragon dollar. So I may walk over, and this is my buddy Josiah. Josiah is sitting nicely in the cafeteria, being respectful, talking with his friends. He's being safe. So Mr. Josiah, I'm going to acknowledge you for being responsible. What is that? Dragon dollar. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get back to your desk? He's going to put his name on it, and you already saw what he's going to do with the table. This is an example of a chart you would see around our school, just as a reminder for our students. If you don't already know, our mascot is the dragon. But this will give you an idea of our school-wide expectations. So under respect, we explain to the students what one turn, one voice means. We explain and teach the students what it looks like to treat others how you should be treated, all as examples. Under responsibility, for example, the second one, we will teach the students and show them examples and lessons of how to encourage others to follow expectations by being role models. And then, of course, in safety, we explain to the students and teach them and show them examples of how to keep your hands and feet to yourself, and be where you're expected to be, and do what you're directed to do. So when they show all of this, if an adult sees them, that's how they get acknowledged, and that's the point of the program. It's a very well-run program, and I couldn't be prouder of our Mercy House staff and community for supporting it. Thank you. All right, so you got just a glimpse into our school-wide positive behavior program. Now, with any type of behavior program, it can't all be positive, right? Not everybody follows the expectations. As we know in the adult world, not everybody follows the rules. When that happens, all right, adults can give to the students a referral. Now, I need you to pay attention, because when I was growing up, referrals, demerits, those things, they were pretty serious. We have 2 types of referrals. We have a minor referral and a major referral. I'll start with the majors, because I think they're the things you think of most when you think of a referral. A major referral is anything that is a level 2 or above, according to our school district policy handbook. And that is physical aggression, bullying, verbal or even sexual or physical harassment. I mean, really has to be serious. And we do have students that do that. Vandalism is an example, plagiarism. They would be considered majors. I deal with the majors, so those majors come to me, I communicate home, and I also talk about the consequence. But we also reteach. We talk about what went wrong and how we can make it better. Minor referrals, your child might come home and say they got a referral in the classroom as an example, or in the cafeteria or in the hallway. I don't see those minor referrals. I only see minor referrals when they've accumulated 4 minor referrals of the same infraction in a 4-week period. So for example, if they're disrupting class and a teacher gives them a minor referral for class disruption, and the consequence for that disruption is that they had to stay after class for a few minutes and talk with the teacher would mark that down. Our referral form, I'm going to block out a name here because I actually have one on my desk, but it looks something like this. It basically is a tracking system for us to help guide us in our decisions here. So when a teacher fills this out, they're filling out the location of where the referral occurred, whether it's a minor or a major, what it was, so defiance, disrespect, disruption, inappropriate language, physical contact, a technology violation. What was the motivation behind the behavior? Was it to obtain peer attention, adult attention, to avoid a task, to obtain an item? So as we all know that behavior is a form of communication. There's a function behind it. We want to write down if there was others involved, if anybody was injured, if anybody was hurt, we want any witnesses to anything. And then there's minor and major consequences. So it could be that we just reteach them. We go back and we reteach. So if a child gets a bus referral for being out of their seat, they are retaught. We go over what is the proper bus behavior on. One of the expectations is to be in your seat. It could be to move a seat. It could be just a verbal warning. So that might mean that the teacher, the adult, or myself, we just warn the student, you know what to do, you made a mistake. Most of the children that I deal with here are pretty honest. It's really, really an awesome experience. And we go through the process of talking through the fact that all human beings make mistakes. There are consequences with mistakes, but how can we make it better for the next time? At any time they get a major, you'll hear from me by email or phone. I will reach out to you. Teachers, usually if a child gets around 2 to 3 minors, they'll reach out to you just to let you know because, if they have to write them up 2 or 3 times in a few weeks, they're reaching out to you and just giving you a heads up. But a lot of times if it's just one minor, you don't expect that a teacher is going to tell you or anybody's going to say or email you, hey, a minor happened today. If your child does come home and they say they got a minor referral and you want to know more about it, by all means, reach out. We had last year, I think, almost 930 some referrals. Most of, obviously, were minors. So it does become a little cumbersome to reach out every single time that happens. But the students are very, very accustomed to this, at least the students who've been here for the last couple years. So just sit down and talk to them about it. They can really clarify a lot of the questions for you. Anything that they can't clarify for you, certainly come on and reach out to myself or reach out to your child's teacher. But overall, the program is fantastic. It brought such school spirit to us. Obviously, we changed our mascot to a dragon. We have school-wide assemblies a few times a year to get them all rallied up and go over our expectations again. As you can see, the reward system works really well. They love when they're Dragon dollars picked from that bin. But you know what else you see in the classrooms that I don't even get to see often is I hear that when another student is picked, their class cheers for them and they're happy. They're happy that one of their classmates got picked as a reward. They're not upset or jealous or mad that they didn't get picked. It's really, really creating a lot of unity here. So without further ado, I will let you go. I'm glad you took time to listen to this. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and enjoy your weekend.